One time this girl was like, Mal, you're Black and Asian, I gotta ask you, don't you think it's kind of messed up how they treat panda bears at the zoo? And I was like, what? I flew out for the show. I fly for a living, and this was like one of the first times in a long time that I've actually been nervous to fly, okay? I watch the news now because I'm a dad, and I learned that's a dad activity, watching the news. I just picked it up. But on the news recently, they reported that flight attendants have reported like over 4,500 like fights on planes. Like post-pandemic, people are just fighting on airplanes. And that terrified me, because I've been in one fight in my life. And it wasn't on an airplane. Like I don't want to have a fight on the airplane. I don't want to prepare for a fight on the airplane, is what I'm saying. One fight. Have you been in a fight before? No, this guy's 0-0. You've been in a fight before? How many?
Like 2.
2? What's your record?
2-0.
2-0. I'm looking at his face. I think it's a 0-2 record that we're dealing with. But we weren't there, so we'll take your word. I remember my first fight was post 9/11, and that's important only because after 9/11, they put that See Something, Say Something campaign out for all of us to remember when we traveled. See something, you see something suspicious, say something. And I never did, because I didn't like that sign. I didn't want to be a narc, you know, like. Every time I read that sign, I felt like it was whispering, like, hey, have you seen something? Say something, let's tattle on people. I was like, no thank you, sign, no thank you. I didn't think that campaign was useless though, I just thought it was misplaced. Like, see something, say something should not be in the airport, because the people who are gonna see something and say something don't need a reminder, you know? You do know. Middle-aged white people are always gonna see things, get nervous, and call the cops immediately. They don't need a reminder. The rest of us see the same thing, but we make a judgment in our head. We either Instagram it or Facebook it. We're not gonna call the cops. Hashtag suspicious, maybe that'll help. I think that campaign is useful, but just misplaced. Like, we should put that See Something, Say Something campaign in restrooms at restaurants. I think that's appropriate. Every single person in this room has been into a restroom, and you guys all look like clean, nice people, so we've all seen the same thing. You're in there washing your hands because you care about germs and hygiene. And in the mirror, you see somebody come out of the stall and walk directly into the restaurant. We've all seen it, and we've never said a thing. We just judge them in the mirror like, look at this disgusting, who raised you? And if you guys are anything like me, you'll finish washing your hands and go into the restaurant and try to find that person. And you will always find that person. They're always eating nachos or some finger food with other people. And we don't say anything, we just go, ooh. And we immediately go to our table and point him out. Bro. See that dude right there? That dude in the blue shirt, he just pooped and didn't wash his hands. They're eating nachos! That's where it's appropriate. See something, say something. I don't know you guys, but I deputize all of you. The next time you see that behavior, say something. Those people don't deserve E. coli. Just tell them. Just walk over there. Hey, fellas, this is happy hour is about to change. I want to let you know that. This dude right here, yeah, Brad, he just pooped and didn't wash his hands. Enjoy the nachos, then go back to your table and watch the show. I do it, man. I'm a see something, say something when it comes to hygiene. And that's where my first fight happened. I'm also the kind of person that like takes ownership of the stores in my neighborhood. I don't know if you guys are like that, but like the Target in my neighborhood, that's my Target. That's my Costco. You know, that's my fill in the blank. Like, I'm that person. Like, what Costco are you guys going to? My Costco or the one on the other side? Ah, okay, yeah. My Costco's better, just so you know. Like, Ownership. So, my first fight was in a Whole Foods. That's what I'm getting at. I'm just telling you true stories up here. Whole Foods, that's where my first fight was. All right, I'm in my Whole Foods, and I'm washing my hands. All right, and I see this guy come out of the stall and go right back in the store. And this is my Whole Foods. I do 80% of my produce shopping at this Whole Foods. I had a moment with myself in the mirror. I looked myself dead in the eye, and I was like, not today. Not this Whole Foods. You wash your hands after you poop in this Whole Foods. I'm gonna go say something. So I finished washing my hands. Now I'm running around the store trying to find this guy. And to this point, I've never been in a fight in my life. So I'm walking around the store with that nervous energy. I'm like, today might be the day, you know? I could get punched in the face today. That could happen today. And I was a little nervous, right? But then my second thought was a funny thought. I was like, oh, your first fight is gonna be organic, super organic. When I found the guy, I finally found him. He was in the bulk section of the Whole Foods, pulling a chocolate-covered almond out of the bin, bare hand, just, is right. And I'm like filling up with adrenaline, like I'm about to scrap in the bulk section of this Whole Foods. And you guys look like an audience that's been to Whole Foods. You understand the ecosystem. The ecosystem in Whole Foods is very chill. It's a very calm ecosystem in there, right? It's just vegans in there, dying slowly. It's hippies in there smelling terrible. And so it's chill, right? So as I approached the guy, I don't want to disrupt. So I throttled back and I tapped him on the shoulder. He turns around and I was like, hey man, you should go wash your hands. And he was like, huh? I was like, I was in the bathroom. You were pooping, you didn't wash your hands. Now you have an almond in your hand. That's pretty gross, dude. You should go wash your hands. And this guy says, you should mind your own business. And I said, no! You should wash your hands when you poop in public, especially when you're in a grocery store where everyone has to deal with the food. That's common courtesy now at this point. Everyone in the bulk section of this Whole Foods has stopped their shopping. And they're now tuned in to what's happening over here. So like I said, the ecosystem is very calm normally. Now, there's a decent-looking half-black guy yelling at another guy about hygiene. It's a very tense situation. This guy looks me in the eyes and he goes, is this really happening? And I was like, yeah, bro. This is real life. Right at that moment, this lady comes out of the crowd and she goes, why are you yelling at my son? I said, because you're doing a terrible job as a mother, you know? I had a crowd, so I had some confidence, you know? I had to meet her at her energy, so it's like, let me tell you what your son just did. He just pooped in that bathroom right there, did not wash his hands, came out here and dug his diarrhea fingers in these delicious chocolate-covered almonds trying to affect all of us. You should have to buy the entire bin. Now, at that point, the little boy, he's like 5 or 6. He starts crying. Tears right down his face. His mom gets embarrassed and drags him away. And I continued my day shopping, right? And all of the vegans and the hippies that were in that crowd would see me in the store and they would say nice things like, thank you, you're a hero, you saved us. And I felt good. And I love telling this story to audience just because it's a story with a moral. And the moral of that story is, you know, see something, say something. Especially if it's a little kid that you know 100% can't beat you up, you know what I mean? Like, pick your battles. You guys are fun. Half black and half Asian if you're trying to figure my face out. That's what's happening. That's what this is. You know what it is, black and yellow, all that's happening up top. I like being mixed in America. I love being mixed in America, because when you're mixed in America, you represent America. Like, you are the melting pot. Your culture's coming together, making an American. I love that. That's amazing. Right? I hate being mixed in America, on the other hand, because when people find out you're mixed, they feel like they're allowed to interview you right on the spot, okay? They find out you're mixed, now they hit you with whatever questions they've ever had about whatever ethnicities you are. And I'm saying people to be nice, okay? White people have all the questions, and the questions fall into one of two categories, either random or racist. That's the only two categories. One time this girl was like, Mal, you're black and Asian, I gotta ask you, don't you think it's kind of messed up how they treat panda bears at the zoo? And I was like, what? Like, I didn't say I was part bear. I don't get that question. Racist questions. I'm at lunch with a friend one time. He goes, Mal, what's in Kung Pao chicken? I was like, I'm not a chef, bro. Like, why would I know that? He goes, well, you're half Asian and black people love chicken. What's in it? I was like, dude, we're at Panda Express. Why don't you ask the Mexicans? They know. The most annoying question I get on a daily basis. It's the most common question. Which parent is black? And which parent is Asian? What does it matter? I'm here. Okay? I made it. You guys are a good audience because you laughed. You heard that question out loud. You could hear how ridiculous that is. But that's the most common question I get. People ask all the time. I hate that question. It's my least favorite question. Whenever I get that question, like I've come up with a sarcastic answer for whenever I get that question. This guy asked me one time, I hit him with the answer. I go, my mom's half black and half Asian, and my dad's half black and half Asian. And I just watched him freak out. This guy was an idiot. He goes, what about your mom's parents? I'm like, what, dude? Grandma is half black and half Asian. And Grandpa is half black and half. You guys are good. You guys are good. I could see there's a couple of you, though, that are not laughing. I could see your faces from up here. There's a couple, I'm not gonna point you out, I'm not here to embarrass people, but I could see you. There are people in the crowd right now, their whole vibe right now is like, for real though, which parent's black? You're gonna tell us? Or, you brought it up, we do wanna know. I'll tell you guys, because you're nice, I'll tell you guys. You ever meet a black Asian person for the rest of your life, the mom's always Asian. End of joke right there. End of joke. No, it doesn't work the other way. You guys are good. This is fun. This is fun. My mom is like every mom. My mom's like every mom. Every single mom, I realize. Like, I've met thousands of moms all across the country, and I love moms. They're like my favorite people, and I've learned that all of our moms are exactly the same. Like, all of our moms want to be grandmas, and the reason why she wants to be a grandma is because she doesn't think about grandkids like they're humans, you know? Right? They think about grandkids like they're pets, and all of their old lady friends have one. I want one too. So your mom will bug you for grandkids. Every mom is different how they ask. This is how my mom asks. I'm the oldest of 4, okay? And my mom sent this group text to me and my siblings like 3.5 years ago. And I'm just gonna read it verbatim. I could see the moms in here, they're like, what did she say? Moms are in here getting ready to take notes. By the way, if your mom's not texting, God bless you, don't teach her. She doesn't need to know. It's not an essential skill. So group text my mom sent to me and my siblings, okay? I'm offering the first one of my children who provides me with the first grandchild $3,000. The money will be all yours. You could share it with your mates or not. It's completely up to you. Good luck and may the smartest child win. Like, what?
Who won?
You're looking at my mom's smartest kid, dude. I feel like I love being a dad, and I'm like, I feel like I'm prepared because of my mom. Like my mom, again, it's like all moms, they try to manipulate so you're around kids so you learn these skills. Like when I lived in LA for a while, my cousin lived like 5 or 10 minutes from my house, and she had a 5-year-old and 3-year-old, 2 little boys. And unbeknownst to me, my mom called her one day and said, "Lauren, if you ever need a babysitter, call Mal. All right, he works for 1 hour a day. He could help you." So I was a free babysitter for like 5 years, which I didn't like at first, but I loved it. Like, it made sense later. Like, I learned so much about being a parent on someone else's kids. That's invaluable knowledge you get. Like, I learned that when I was 30 years old, I wasn't mature enough to be a dad. For sure not mature enough. Here's that story. We're playing fetch. It's just me and the 2 boys, 5 and 3. We're playing fetch in their backyard with their dog. And me and the older brother are doing a majority of the throwing. And the 3-year-old is like, "I want to play." And his brother just switches to this evil kid. Which there's parents here, so you know what I'm talking about. He switches and he looks at his brother and he goes, "Oh, you want to play?" I was like, what is this voice? His brother goes, "Uh-huh." So he takes the ball and technical crow hop, you guys, perfect technique, furthest throw of the day, just chucks the ball. And just without any warning, little brother goes running after the ball. I was like, what? And Ronan, that's the 5-year-old, he's standing right here. He taps on the leg. I look down and he's got this evil grin on his face. And I look at him and he goes, "I trained him how to fetch like a puppy." And I was like, what? What? I look up and Caleb is running back with the ball. The same ball we've been throwing to the dog in his mouth. Happy? This is when I knew I wasn't mature enough, because I looked at Ronan and I was like, "Throw it in the dirt next time. Throw it in the dirt." I learned that being a parent is a selfless job on a Thursday. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget it. Caleb, 3-year-old, runs up to me. He's like, Uncle Mal, I have to go poop." I was like, "Awesome, buddy. I'm glad you can communicate that with me, because I don't want to clean poop out of this carpet, so go. And he runs to the bathroom happy, right? Like 5 minutes later, he yells from the bathroom, "I'm done!" I did not have kids at the time, so I was literally like, "I don't care. Why are you telling me, dude? I do not care." So I yelled back. I'm like, "Okay, flush. You're allowed. Go ahead and flush." Then I hear the toilet flush. I don't see the kid for another 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm nervous. Where is he? Did he flush himself down the toilet? I'm in charge. So I run to the bathroom to check. I'm a little panicked. When I get to the bathroom, the kid is holding his ankles. All I see is his butt when I walk in. And he hears me walk in and he turns and looks and he goes, "I'm ready." And I was like, "For what, bro? For what?" He goes, "You can wipe me now." I said, "I can?" Like, just to be clear, I'm the uncle that plays favorites, okay? The 3-year-old's my favorite. If it was the 5-year-old, I would have been like, "Buddy, we don't wipe on Thursdays. Go back and play." So I'm gonna just take this one for the team. So I grab some toilet paper, I go to wipe him. As soon as he feels the toilet paper touch his bottom, he looks at me angry. 1-star Yelp review was the vibe. And he yells, he goes, "No, that's wrong!" And I was like, "Buddy, I've been pooping for quite some time. This is protocol, man. This is how we do it." And he points at the counter, he says, "No, the wet ones." I said, "The wet ones?" Like, I was not aware that I was watching royalty, you know what I mean? Wet ones. But I love him, so I grabbed a wet one, I wiped him, he ran away happy, I was not happy. And this is what I learned that day. I learned that every single day that you're alive is the day that you can learn something new or teach somebody something new. It doesn't matter how old you are. Every day you can learn something, right? Because later on that day, I had to poop, and I finished. And then I had a decision to make, you know? Like, I looked at the dry toilet paper, and I looked at the wet ones. It's like, let me see what this 3-year-old's talking about. We've been doing it wrong this entire time. Oh, you guys are amazing. I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm the oldest of 4. My mom, my parents got divorced when I was a little kid, so my mom raised 4 of us on her own. And we were poor growing up, but my mom never told us that we were poor. And she did that on purpose. Right? She didn't want us to grow up with a poor person mentality, thinking we couldn't do things or be whatever we wanted to be when we grew up because we didn't have money. So she didn't tell us we were poor, and that's amazing on one hand. Right? It's terrible on the other hand, you guys, because she raised 4 of the most arrogant, self-righteous poor kids you've ever met in your life. We had a ton of confidence growing up, nothing to back it up at all, you know? And my point in telling you guys this is I don't know you. I don't know your money situation, okay? But if you're poor, tell your kids. I'm gonna say that again. If you are poor, tell your kids. Let them know that they could be whatever they want to be when they grow up, but just let them know where they're starting so they know, right? Because you don't want what happened to me to happen to your kids, okay? I found out that we were poor in public, and that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing and it scars you for life. I'll never forget the day I found out that we were poor. I was 10 years old, 4th grade. Right? I'm at a sleepover at my friend's house. It's dinner time. And I said to my friend's mom, I go, "Excuse me, where's your ketchup drawer?" The 8 of you laughing are the poor people in the crowd. You should know that. I like how 92% of this audience is staring at me with a face that reminds me of what my friend's mom face looked like. She was like, "What is a ketchup drawer?" She got down on my level. She's like, "Mel, what do you mean ketchup drawer?" I was like, "Where do you keep your ketchup?" And she was like, "In the fridge." This is a true story, you guys. 10 years old is the first time I ever saw ketchup in a bottle. I was like, "Whoa! That's a lot of ketchup! You guys must be rich. That's all the ketchup. How many packets did you have to squeeze?" That's not how we got ketchup. And I say we, I mean my family and the 8 of you that laughed initially. I don't know where you guys went, but my mom took us to McDonald's. Right? She would order 1 large fry, and then she would tell us, "Go get ketchup." And we knew what she meant. We're not getting ketchup for these fries. Right? We're shopping for the house right now. This might as well be the ketchup aisle at the grocery store. That's what's happening. I'm the oldest. I went first because I knew the drill. Just walk right up to the ketchup, grab a big handful, put in my pocket, another big handful, put in my other pocket, one for the road, and I bounce. Right? Brother and sister right behind me, same thing. Handful, pocket, one for the road, bounce. My youngest brother, he wanted to help too, but at the time, he wasn't tall enough to see. So sometimes he got ketchup. Right? Sometimes salt and pepper, but he would just get 1 handful of something, another handful of something. And then the napkins are right on his level. He would get all the napkins. And we would go home and empty our little pockets into the ketchup drawer, right next to the Taco Bell hot sauce and the KFC buffalo sauce. We're half Asian, so there's soy sauce all in the back. This is my favorite story to tell, and I love ending my show with this because I love this story for 2 reasons. Number 1 is it's 100% true. I'm just telling you about my childhood. Number 2 reason why I love this story is because it's not race exclusive. It doesn't matter what color you are. You should know what I'm talking about. And I say that specifically to the 92% of you in here that did not no reaction. I could see a lot of your faces. The vibe is just like, we're for sure gonna Google this ketchup drawer when we get home. This sounds interesting. Let's learn about this. And to that I say, don't front, white people. You had a ketchup drawer too. All right, except it was mayonnaise and ranch all in the back. And jelly. White people love jelly. Can we get some more jelly, please? We love the jelly. Black people, it's hot sauce and barbecue sauce, honey from KFC. We need some more honey over here, please. Latinos just Cholula and Tapatio everywhere. It's the ketchup drawer. I'm glad the 8 of you got a kick out of that. I spoke directly to some of your souls. Maybe some of you aren't laughing because halfway through the story you realized you got a ketchup drawer at your house right now. I guarantee there is someone in this audience that has all the Chick-fil-A sauce at the house right now. You guys, my name is Mal Hall. You're awesome. Thank you so much.